at work, so it might just be me. It was Father's Day yesterday here in Australia, and we had a very great debate around the dinner table last night with me and my family about smacking and smacking children, because we grew up getting smacked, which is typical for my generation. But all of my siblings don't smack their kids. And it was a really, really good discussion around the research into smacking and the long effects it has on kids. And typically, the kids that were more smacked required not smack. It was very interesting. I don't know the research, but my sister is a psychologist and she knows the research. So that was a good little debate. And you'll like to know that I've kept the moustache. However, sad news is I'm getting rid of it today. Oh, sad face. It was a fun weekend with the moustache, but I'm doing some filming. I'm going to release another YouTube video today about ADHD, and I'm doing another filming for a project that I want to look a bit more clean, because I don't usually have the moustache. So yeah, I'm doing some filming today and I want to look a bit nicer, so I'm going to get rid of this tash today. Another really busy day today. I've got a few projects that I'm working on that need a lot of effort and need a lot of work, so I'm getting stuck into them when I get back. This is only going to be a quick walk, and I've got a gym sesh. I was so lazy over the weekend, like lazy. I did nothing. I watched 4 movies in a day, it's my favorite type of day. I love it. That's my happy place. Like not having to be anywhere, windows drawn, it's dark, and then you watch an array of genres. You start out a drama, then you want something a bit more intense. It's like it's not enough, so you go like a horror, and that's way too much. And so you go to a comedy. And I actually don't like comedy movies. I find them all very over the top and fake. And so after that, you're like, I need to finish with something good. So what did we watch? We watched The Game with Michael Douglas in 1980s. That was a good movie. And we watched His House, a horror. Far out, that's scary. Then watched Game Night, which sucked. And finished with a very good movie. Come on. Oh, Finding Neverland. So good with Johnny Depp. It made me want to buy a leather notepad and start writing again. Just as a journal, getting creative. I was like, because I do gratitude journals every day. I do goal setting every day, and I do message to the inner child every day. And I'm like, hey, and it's starting to get a little bit monotonous and boring. So I wouldn't mind getting another one, like a book, a proper leather bound book, and doing like creative writing journaling. I did that for a while, and I remember starting out not knowing what to write. And the first paragraph was always, I'm in my bed writing this sentence. And then by the end of the week, I'd be able to write 3 or 4 pages without stopping, because your brain, it just triggers something in your brain to just, it's like opening up Pandora's box to creativity. I wouldn't mind getting back into that. I think that would be good. I want to tell you a funny story about my dad. So my dad, I thought about this yesterday for Father's Day. He and my mustache, he was looking after me. Like it was him and I was young. I was like 4 or 5, and Dad started speaking in a French accent, which I thought was hilarious. He's like, oh, and I'm like a 4-year-old. And then he goes, oh, I know, he'll put a beret on. He put a beret on. And then I'm laughing even more. And then he drew a French moustache. And as a 4-year-old, I am laughing uncontrollable. It was the funniest thing ever that Dad was running around with a French accent, with a French moustache and a beret. I thought it was hilarious. Anyway, he's like, "All right, time's up. Let's get some food or whatever." Took his beret off. A few hours go by, and he's like, "Oh, we've got to duck up to the shops." So we drive to the shops, and he's walking through the shops, and he's like, "Why is everyone looking at me odd? That's weird. That lady's laughing at me. What's happening?" And we got to the checkout, and he's like, the lady starts laughing at him at the checkout, and he's like, What's everyone finding funny? What's everyone laughing at?" And I'm laughing. The lady behind the counter's laughing. No one's telling him. He's like, "What?" Anyway, he's like, "That was really weird driving home." He's like, "That was really odd." Anyway, we get home. He goes into the bathroom to wash his hands, and he looks up into the mirror, and he forgot to take the moustache off that he drew on with a Nico. And so the whole time he was walking around with Nico drawn on his, and then he lost it laughing. He's like, "Oh my gosh, I look like the biggest idiot because I was walking around with a fake mustache going, why is everyone laughing?" So that's one of the funny stories I got about my dad. And so one day I want to get a tattoo of a little mustache because it's a good little story that I've got with Dad. You know what? I can't, I've said this before, but I just can't do team sport. I just, they're playing soccer. I can't, that's not me. Not my jam. Hey, let's try. I've never done this. I'm gonna walk. So I want to turn around. So I'm gonna. This is not very interesting to watch, but I am going to try a new way of walking. Oh, wild man! I'm gonna go over this bridge and walk back on that side because I haven't got time. I've got things to do. You know. Now, live chat. Who's here? No one. Someone message me. Ask me questions. Say hello. Tell me what's doing. One of the 4 people watching. Where are you from? Who are you? Let's chat because I'm running out of things to talk about. Um, this house is hectic. Lots of. Oh, here we go. Love the story about your dad. He sounds like an awesome dad. He is an awesome dad. That house has a lot of things on it. Um, yeah, Dad's good. He's a funny guy. So I'm in 2 minds. Hello from hot Arizona. Hot Arizona, USA. Woohoo! So I'm in a pickle at the moment. As I've said before, I love watches, right? Love. Where will you get your tat? I don't know. Oh, on my body, underneath my arm, probably. Somewhere where you can't see it easily. So I'm in a pickle at the moment. Oh, I love watches. It's not a very intelligent hobby because all it does is tell the time. Yet it's very, very expensive. And I'm a snob when it comes to watches. I like automatic Swiss made watches. They're all over $1,000, and that's cheap. My favorite watch is like $12,000 to $20,000. I'm not buying one of them, but I'm the kind of guy that I'd prefer to drive a Toyota Camry and own a $20,000 watch. And all it does is tell the time, like stupid purchase. But hey, that's what I like. Anyway, I found this watch that I really like, and it's $1,200. And I keep convincing myself not to buy it because it's silly to spend that much money on something that I've already got. But then I'm like, no, I want to reward myself. I want to get it. And then I imagine myself wearing it. I'm like, oh, it looks so cool. And I'm just like, oh. So I'm playing tug of war with my brain. of whether I should buy this watch or not. There's two actually. There are two watches that I want to get, both of them $1,200. And it's like, will that buy me happiness, Seamus? No. Will that buy me a little bit of intermediate joy? Yes. Long term, will it matter? No. But I want it. But I want it. And I've been playing tug of war with my brain for a good 6 months. And every time I go to pull the trigger, I'm like, oh, nah, it's not smart. I won't do it. And then I'll go on like researching rabbit holes about watches, and I'll read up on. There are two brands in particular that I'm looking at the moment called Bruno Solnay or whatever, and then Friedrich Constant. These are what you call a micro brand. A micro brand is a watch brand that hasn't been around for 100 years. And then it becomes a heritage brand after the 100-year mark. Swiss made. One's actually the Bruno's made in Germany, but right on the Swiss border. And Friedrich Constant are actually owned by Citizen, which is a Japanese watch brand. But the factory itself of Friedrich Constant is it's a Swiss company, all in-house movements. And now I'm going a little bit deep here, but in-house movements means it's made in-house of the company. It's not an outsourced movement. Typically with your watch brands, especially Swiss brands, the lower end luxury watches will be all ETA movements. My latest impulse buy was a golf cart. Didn't need it, but wanted it. A golf cart. Amazing. Do you live on property that required the golf cart? Because that's a great purchase. Or is it just to drive around town? Because that's so good. Anyway, these watches, the difference, yeah, so in-house movement, there's a company in Switzerland or Sweden. I don't know which one's which. Which one's Swiss? I believe it's Switzerland. If you're Swiss, yeah, otherwise you're Swedish. So it's Switzerland. So watch brands that are in-house movements are companies. Typically, Swiss watch brands will buy a ETA movement from the ETA or ETA factory, which basically provides so many Swiss brands. Oh, thanks, man. CS just buy the watch. Thanks, man. Thanks. The watch I actually want to buy, and this is the stupidest part of it all, it's actually a fake. Yeah, but the watch I want to get is a fake, and it's $1,200. What a stupid decision. But it's the best fake you can get. I've already got a fake. It's basically the same thing, but in black. But yeah, it's not smart. And if you look at all of the people online, like I've gone deep, man, deep. I now know the different factories in which the fakes are made. I now know the different levels. There are levels of fakes. Can you believe that? There's A replica, AA replica, AAA replica, super clone replica, and like there are different. So this one, it was only $120, right? And it's a pretty good fake. I mean, it's a fake. It's a cheap watch, but it's a $160 watch, right? Works fine. It's got a Chinese automatic movement, no dramas. Okay, you could set your watch to it. Ha, pun intended. But the one I'm looking at, it's $1,200. It is like an exact super clone. Like it is almost identical to the real Rolex. It's not, and then the other ones I'm looking at are your Bruno Scholl and your Friedrich Constant. Anyway, I was sitting there before, like, no, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna buy it, and it's gonna rep hard work. So when I you start coming up with all these dumb reasons as to how it's going to benefit you. And you start making excuses. It's like, yeah, no, I deserve it. I've been good. I'm going to work harder. This will generate income because I'm going to wear it and it's going to motivate me to find more money. Oh, it's crazy. I'm not a big buyer. I'm not a big spender. I don't buy, like, I very rarely go shopping. Look, I'm a bit of a snob with certain things. I like good quality clothes, but like when it comes to t-shirts, $10 all cotton black shirts from Kmart, like that's just cheap, cheap, cheap. I like good pair of shoes. I have few of them, and I like jeans, but I have like one or two pairs. And I wear woolen jumper. I like wool. What I'm saying is I buy very little items, but the items I buy are expensive, and I never go shopping. Like I just hate it. I go to do it, and I'm like, I gotta go. I'm so annoyed. This is frustrating me. So I don't spend money much at all, unless it's these little quirky hobbies that I like. For example, watches. And I have so much restraint because I could buy so many, but I just don't because hey, I know it's a silly purchase, but I want to. Hang on, who's been saying things? Let's have a look here. Buy watch, retirement community. Wow, you really doing your watches? I do. You could leave your watch to your future grandkids. And this is my thing. You buy a car every 5 years, right? Because it breaks down, gets old, whatever. You buy a watch forever and then you pass it down. So I mean the fake Rolex, apparently this is so good that it will match the other kind of $1,200 watches. But it's just not really reliable. However, yeah, I completely agree. That's why I said before, I'd much prefer to buy a Toyota Camry and buy a $20,000 watch. And then in the next 5 years, you buy a new car anyway, but the watch you get to keep and wear every day and hand down to your kids. I'd hand it down to my kids and my grandkids. I don't want to skip my kids. And then when the time comes that I'm ready to die, like I'm 32, by the time I have grandkids, mate, I'm old. I'm decrepit. I'm an old geriatric man. So I'll probably skip. I'll probably sorry, grandkids, you're on your own. Give the watch to the kids and then die. Oh, it's pretty morbid, but I think about death a bit. I think because I think I think it's not healthy. Well, I don't think about it an unhealthy amount. Let's just get that out of the way. But I definitely think about it because I don't want to be scared of it, and I want to understand and appreciate that life isn't forever. So appreciate what you've got now because it's borrowed time. It's not forever. Whereas, as a kid, I've grown up thinking that I'm invincible and I'll live forever and nothing bad will ever happen. But that's not the case. Oh, geez, you know what's happening in my mind? It's like, well, then just buy the watch. Just buy it because you're not going to last not forever. Life's short. Buy nice things. Mate, my brain is really, really playing tricks on me for that dopamine hit of a risk to buy online. Woo! Lucky I'm not a gambler. All right, I'm about to go home. I've got to turn around and go this way. Have a great day. I don't know if this is going to be my last live or not. I'm not sure. Tomorrow we'll find out. But I am going to do an episode or a video today. This lovely kid reached out to me for his school assignment and asked me all these questions about ADHD. So I'm going to do a video that's private to him, and then I'm going to do a separate video answering the questions, and I'll upload it to my page. So that'll probably be released. I'll film it today and release it tomorrow. Have a good day, everyone. Peace out.